Oh, hi there. Welcome back to the channel. And today I wanted to talk about Hollywood media turns on Disney, exposes their China agenda. Now, I've seen this quite a few times where Disney, when it produces certain films that they or like parts of the films they have to take out to please the Chinese market. And sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. The biggest one that I remember though is the one with where Mulan was shot next to a concentration camp, and literally they did nothing whatsoever when people called them out because they didn't want to kind of go back on stuff. And again, like I don't think that should have happened. I feel like if you're going to film next to a concentration camp as well as use the people from there, I think that's wrong. I think concentration camps are wrong in general. But let's talk about this. Hollywood media turns on Disney, exposes the Chinese agenda. The Hollywood Reporter, THR, might be sensing a shift in the tide as they radiantly expose Disney's China agenda in the very long, lengthy article discussing the relationship between Hollywood and China. The article, written by Patrick and Tatiana, opens up with Disney opens up with Disney outing Disney's China agenda by publishing part of an email sent to members of the press, including them to describe Nomadland director Chloe, I think I spelled her name out, as a Chinese or Chinese national. Picture here is basically that, so you can read it. According to THR, a Disney executive emailed, "Please note in your ongoing coverage of Nomad Lad that Chloe is a Chinese filmmaker." The executive added, "You may also refer to her as Chinese or Chinese national." As this apparently wasn't the first time they'd done so, Brazel and Saigal claim for months the studio had been making Gladstone efforts to avoid agendering, I think, whatever the Chinese Communist Party when it came to Zio. In fact, they report that their sources tell them that Disney's published through Searchlight persuaded the small New York-based filmmaker magazine to remove the quote from the 2013 Zhao profile, in which the budding entrepreneur explained that the inspiration for his first feature film, "Songs My Brother Taught Me," the quote in question was reading, "It goes back to when I was a teenager in China, being a place where there are lies everywhere." She added, you felt like you were never going to be able to get out. A lot of info I received when I was younger was not true, and I became very rebellious towards my family and my background. I went to England to study. I went to England suddenly and relearned my history. Studying political science in liberating arts college was a way for me to figure out what is real, arm yourself with information, and then challenge to. So it says the quote led immense backlash among Chinese and social media users. So much for the Chinese Community Party (CCP) banned the Oscars due to Zhao's comments. Okay, there we go. Not only did they ban the Oscars, but they are so scrubbed of Zhao's victory from Chinese social media websites and the Chinese-controlled internet. The Wall Street Journal reported two state media reporters told the Wall Street Journal that they had received orders from China's propaganda ministry not to report on Miss Zhaiho's victory, despite what they described as her status as a Chinese national because of previous public opinion. But it's not only but it's not just the Oscars where Zaiho is facing backlash. There is a report from the Variety that Zaiho's upcoming Elements movie may get banned from China after the movie was left off a CCTV6 China movie channel listing of the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4. Both the Internals and Shang-Chi were left off the list. They did include release dates for 8 other Marvel films, though. Variety's Rebecca Davis explained, "The omission might seem small, but its significance lies in its province. The channel is under the jurisdiction of China's powerful propaganda department, which has the final word on all film movies." In the film, it is banned from China. If the film is banned from China, it would mean a huge loss for the box office gross for Disney. For example, according to the numbers, Avengers Endgame earned 629 million in China alone. Infinity War earned 350 million. Captain Marvel earned 153.8 million. Black Panther brought in 104.6 million, and Ant-Man and the Wasp grossed 120.7 million. Spider-Man Far From Home brought in 205.4 million. This means that the last 6 Marvel Cinematic Universe released in China grossed 1.572 billion. Fuck me, that's a lot. Open up a cheese factory, get all that cheddar. Now, not only would they lose possibly over 100 million grossing film, but Disney also has to cater to China because of their business, their park business. DHR claims Disney never weighed in on Hong Kong nor the substance of the situation in Jiling, but it had. President dictates that the lights inside the Magic Kingdom, as its vastly larger, more lucrative Shanghai Disney resort would gone dark instantly. Dear God, why is my reading so bad today? But as the DHR notes, that is the risk when it comes to cooperating with the communist Chinese. In fact, Disney is probably lucky that they still have parks under their control and that are located in China. China shut down all broadcasting of the NBA games for a year after Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey expressed support for for Hong Kong, tweeting, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." And then obviously that's the tweet. And Disney was previously barred from China after the produced Gungdong, the showcased the People's Republic of China's oppression of Tibet and exile of the Dalai Lama. The Washington Post reported back in November 1997 that the Ministry Radio, Film and Television issued a memo that stated, in order to protect the Chinese national overall inserts, it has been decided that all business cooperation with these 3 companies to be ceased temporarily without explanation. Those 3 companies were Disney, MGM Stroke United Artists, and Columbia TriStar. I didn't actually know that. That's actually quite interesting. However, in 1998, then Disney CEO Michael Weber apologized for the creation of the film. Penn reports, Easter started that the bad news that the film was made. The good news is that nobody watched it. He added, "Here I want to apologize. In the future, we should prevent this sort of thing, which insults our friends, from happening." I think that's more the money that you're looking at. Not only can the CCP shut down access to China, but they routinely use business partnerships in order to extract knowledge from American companies. THR explains Beijing delayed its standard playbook for playing catch-up in a high... Oh, I hate when they split the words. Industry dominated by the West. Crack open the door to the local supermarket wide enough to enhance expected foreign films to enter the partnerships and joint ventures with local companies. Required in many sectors under Chinese law in exchange for market access, when the ultimate aim of rapid knowledge transfer to the Chinese side while limiting foreign players' potential dominance. It's clear that Disney has sold out to the communist China. They publicly thank the CCP-controlled authorities in Xinjiang, which have been implicated in the genocide of the Uyghur Muslims as part of the credits in their recent Mulan make. I remember reading a lot about that. Even Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige admits that the upcoming Shang-Chi film is to cater to China. In a recent interview with Men's Health, he stated, "It's about having a foot in both worlds, in the North America world and in China, and Simu fits that quite well." Damn, this is quite a long article. Long article as it is already. Let's get rid of these ads. While Disney continues to cater to China, they appear to be losing pulse in America. Pew Research reports roughly 9 in 10 US adults, 89%, consider China a competitor or enemy rather than a partner. In fact, 48% think limiting China's power and influence should be the top foreign policy for the US, up to 32% in 2018. Didn't even know that either. On the top of that, 67% of Americans have cold feelings towards China on their feeling thermometer, giving the company at a rating less of 50 on a 0 to 100% scale, or 0 to 100 scale. They added they share who they added that the share who they say they have very cold feelings toward China, 0 to 24 on the same scale, has roughly doubled from 23% to 47%. Maybe it's time for Disney to start having an American agenda rather than a Chinese one. And if the current Disney leadership isn't willing to do that, then maybe the US government should intervene. America companies should start acting like they are American companies rather than attempting to describe themselves as a global business that caters to the likes of Chinese communists. Now, that took a while. Sorry for the lots of mistakes on that one. So, what are my kind of thoughts on this? I feel like I don't think Disney's going to change. I think Disney are going to continue talking a lot more about this to like they're gonna make the money to China because they've lost so much money now that if they put out these films that they will make their money back and it will go back into the Disney mouse house. And I feel like Disney won't change this. I feel like maybe China has some stuff on Disney. A lot of their stuff, if they got rid of their park and demolished it and said, no more, we're not allowing you to have this, then either the park could stay there. If they don't demolish it, it could stay there and would never come out whatsoever, which then would lose, like Disney would make a loss and then they'd have to sell it. So I think that the Chinese could really kind of like put pressure on Disney. But if Disney have gotten this far, I generally don't think that they're going to change. I feel like they are going to keep going and pandering, and I think Disney will lose a lot of respect in America as well as worldwide. It can be this nice, haha, you found this amazing place, haha, it's amazing. But in general, if everyone leaves that particular thing, they start losing money and they start to disappear. Do I think that they're going to stop working with the Chinese or kind of pandering to them? No, I feel like they're going to carry on. I feel like they're going to be okay, and we're all going to complain and we're going to talk about it, and it will just continue to be what it is. And I don't think that. I think the whole thing with Mulan, I hated it. I didn't like what they did for the Communist Party and then Disney, like pounding up to them. But I feel like this will not stop. I feel like this is going to carry on for a long time. Much into the far future until Disney decides to close its doors and says enough is enough. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it I can think of. I'm going to leave there. What are your thoughts on this story? Let me know down below. Oh, hello. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button. Hit the dislike button if you didn't like it. But, subscribe for more quality videos of me reading really badly. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.